Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm gonna be talking about the time I went to a football game while high as shit off of DXM, and it was like honestly a great experience. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't like too gone to the point where I was like third or fourth plateau. I was probably only like end of the first plateau, so I wasn't like tripping dick. I was just like a little bit high, and we also smoked too, so that definitely did help like increase the effects of the DXM. Before we get started with this story, I want to remind you guys to like and subscribe, and make sure if you haven't already to check out my previous videos, as they are definitely bangers. I would not lie to you guys, I promise. Alright, so without further ado, why don't we just jump into this story? Alright, so this all started when one day I went to a football game with a group of my friends, and we had planned to smoke before the game started. So, we planned on getting to the park around like probably 3 o'clock, and the game wasn't starting until like 7 or 8, so we had plenty of time to just kick it with each other and then pregame the fuck out of this shit. So, like, before I had gotten to the park and we were like, waiting for this shit to start, I had stopped at a store, which is like right down the street from my house. I'm not gonna say the name of it because it's definitely very identifiable, but that's beside the point. So I had stopped at this store, and previously before this, I've done DXM a couple times, so this wasn't really anything new to me. I walked into the store, I grabbed a bottle of Robitussin, and I just put that shit right in my pocket and bought a bottle of Sprite, and then, walked out with that in my pocket. And so after I had gotten the bottle of Robitussin, I started walking over to the park. And, I left before everybody else because I lived the farthest out of all of them. So I thought I was going to get there later than everybody. So, I left sooner. I got to the park, and these motherfuckers did not show up for another hour. So, you know, I kind of just like cracked open the bottle of the Robitussin, and I just poured that shit right up into the Sprite, and I started sipping. After I sipped that shit down the hatch, and I was kind of just like waiting for them to arrive for a little bit. We were supposed to all get there at 3. The motherfuckers didn't get there till like 4, which is whatever. The game didn't start till 7:30 to 8, so it's like I don't really care. It's whatever. So when they first got there, around 4, we started rolling up and smoking, yo. That was some fire ass weed. I was taking a tea break at the time, so that was my first time smoking in a little bit. So that shit was even more fire. It was some gas, bro. So, after we smoked up a little bit, it did not really that much because we were still planning on doing a little more before the game, like right before it, and then even after. So, after we smoked up a little bit, I started feeling the DXM a little bit, so I was getting pretty hype because that, like, at the time, bro, DXM was my shit. I haven't really done it since then, but at this time, bro, DXM was my shit. I don't recommend doing it because that shit will make you like mentally retarded, and I don't even mean that in a bad way, yo. It's like true. Like, is genuinely true. DXM is fuck up your brain. But yeah, I started feeling that kick in, and I was getting hype as fuck. So I was high as shit. I was stoned, and I was fucking like starting to feel the DXM, and it was great. So we went over to the volleyball court at the park, and we started playing volleyball. And oh my god, yo, it's like, how when you're drunk, you just feel like you can move like freely, like you know what I mean. If you've drank before, you know what I mean. But that's kind of how I was feeling off the DXM, but even better. So playing volleyball, I felt like I was the GOAT. Like, I was diving for the balls. I was playing like that one fucking character in Haikyuu or whatever the fuck his name is, like whatever the fuck that show is. It's like I was playing great, yo, and then we played volleyball for probably a good like hour or two maybe. So where it was like a good like still another hour and a no, like a half hour before the game. So we sparked up again and we smoked even more. And I was fucking stoned at this point, and I was still feeling the DXM. I was just reaching the peak now. So when when the game finally started, yo, and we started walking to the middle school for that, oh my god, yo, that walk, it was like I don't know why, it's like my depth perception was so fucked up. And it's like that's one thing I like about DXM. It's kind of like shrooms in that sense, where it fucks up your depth perception. It's like I like it. And then so we were walking, and I like everything just looked so like cool and dreamlike, even though it's like in like the kind of dose I did, it doesn't give you visuals, but it was dreamlike because it had been a little bit since I did it, and especially going on a walk at nighttime because this was in October. So it's like, oh, it was great, bro. And so after we had went on that walk to the middle school so we could actually enter the stadium and shit and watch the football game, it's like, bro, when we got there and we went to like the bathrooms and shit, so I wanted to rip my vape, and also like I had to take a piss. So and people wanted to get food. They were right by the food stand. So, half of the group split up for no apparent fucking reason. I still don't know why, yo. Like half of the group just split up. I was like high as dick on DXM and weed, so I like I fucking didn't even know. Like this shit was so overwhelming to me, bro. People just started walking away, and it was just me and like two other people chilling. And then we went up to the top of the bleachers and just sat there. And yo, like when I'm on DXM, my social anxiety and like my like social awareness just goes all the way down, bro. I was being loud as shit. Like probably so obvious that I was high, but I don't care. That was so fun, dude. It was a great experience. I would like love to do that again. But that's like I'm not encouraging it. I'm never gonna do DXM ever again. So I'm definitely not encouraging it. It was a fun experience at the time, but the effects and that shit, like long-term effects from DXM, is definitely not worth doing it. So don't think I'm glamorizing this. Like, yeah, it was fun, but don't do it. Don't try this shit at home, please. But yeah, so the football game was honestly shit. My school's team lost like by a shit ton. I'm pretty sure we lost by like 45 plus points. It was insane. So, like at that point, we didn't even want to stay for the full game. We literally left at halftime and met back up with everybody down at the park again. Like they all split up, but we just like, we texted everybody, say, we're dipping, this shit sucks. So we all went back down to the park because they agreed to. The game fucking was terrible. Still a fun experience, but the game was dick. My school's team is horrible. But yeah, so we met back up down at that park, and then after everybody was back together and we were down there ready to smoke out one more time. I think this was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So we started rolling up, and then so this was like the peak of the DXM. Like I said I was entering the peak before. Nah, I lied. Right now, this was the peak. And we were about to smoke more, so I was about to be gone. Right? So, we rolled up and then smoked even more. And, like, I tell you, I think I was getting some visuals, and I was low key to the point where I could barely walk, but somehow I managed to find my fucking way home and actually like walked back alone with nobody else. I don't know how the hell I didn't get hit by a car or nothing. That shit was low key crazy. But, I found my way back home after we all smoked up again, said our goodbyes and dipped out of there. Thankfully, like, thank God my mother and my sister were out getting fucking ice cream, cause they, like, it was definitely obvious that I was both stoned and off of something else at the same time. It was like, I looked probably like I was drunk as fuck. So, that wouldn't have been good. Those two were out getting ice cream. So, I was able to just come back inside and just go to my fucking bed, lay down, and just pass out. And so, like I said before, the long term effects of DXM are fucking horrible. And let me tell you why. So, like, when you wake up the morning after you do DXM, you're gonna have like zero brain power, and you're not gonna be able to function your brain at all. Like, you'll be dumb as a fucking rock. So, when you take DXM long term, like consistently, even just the hangover the next day, you're gonna be dumb as a rock. So just imagine how that affects your brain long term. If that helps y'all stay away from this shit, then thank God. Like, please don't do this shit. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I hope y'all enjoyed this banger of a story. Like I said before, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Most of y'all aren't subscribed, so it would be very appreciative if y'all could change that. And with that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed rest of your day. Goodbye.